Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Adrienne Gold. I'm the Director of Secondary Curriculum in the Toms River Regional School District. I'm excited to tell you a little bit about how we use our Title III and Title III immigrant funds each year. Toms River is a large suburban school district. We are K-12 with 18 schools in total. As many districts in New Jersey, we have seen our population of MLs explode over the last few years, almost doubling this year's numbers from last year's. Every year, we carefully evaluate how we use our funding and try to come up with creative ways to support our students, parents, classroom teachers, and our ESL teachers. It really does take a village. We ask for a lot of input from our building principals, our instructional supervisors, our parents, the other directors in the district as well, to kind of get the full picture of the needs in our district and the best way and the best use of our funding. For our Title III funds, we really try to prioritize people over products. We've found that investing time and resources into our staff, into training administrators, classroom teachers, giving our ESL teachers professional development, and providing more time and student contact time has been a beneficial use of our funding. So this slide is just going to review some of our creative ways that we've been able to use our funding to really increase that connection with students, parents, and teachers. Our first is the ESL Title III Basic Skills Program that we have at the elementary level. So we have magnet elementary schools in our district. Each one of those magnet elementary schools has a Title III ESL basic skills teacher who is part-time, non-contracted, and gets a per diem voucher for their work each day. So these are our certified teachers. A lot of times it's students who have just graduated college trying to get, their feet wet in their teaching career. Sometimes it's teachers who left the profession to raise a family and are now coming back to the profession and want to get started. So they push into our mainstream classroom teachers 4 times a week. They do tier 2 small group support, whether it's academic language, academic material, or pure language support. So this is in addition to our daily ESL instruction. Our students get this. They also get whatever local basic skills or title basic skills programs are in each one of those elementary schools. So included in these slides that you'll get from Lori is a link to a sample calendar of how that works out. We usually start in October and extend it through the end of May, as long into the school year as we have the funding to cover those salaries. So that's one way of using our funds at the elementary level. That does take up a huge chunk of our Title III funds, but we have surveyed our teachers and our building principals, and they have really found this program to be super effective in providing additional support to these students. At our intermediate and high school, we've implemented our basic skills program, but after school. So these are more after school academic supports. We also have the virtual tutoring option. So not all of our students have the ability to stay after. As districts face difficulties with transportation and after school buses, we've also been able to implement this virtual tutoring option where students can hop on to their Google Classroom and meet with the teacher that way instead of attending an after school program. Our student ambassador program is at our intermediate high school. Right now, we are training our students to become peer mentors to our MLs. We've received so many newcomers over the last 2 years that this has really been critical to welcoming these new students to our building, to have them feel included and part of the school community. So our students meet with our MLs, take them around the building, show them a map of the school. They put up labels around the building in multiple languages. They'll do lunch groups, after school clubs, and really start to get our students involved and together. It's really started to build a lot of school empathy as well. So it's been a really great program so far. We do several family events throughout the year. We do 4 K to 12 events. Each one of these has parent workshops going on simultaneously to student activities. And then there's a time period where parents and students learn alongside one another. So they get to experience some of the curricular aspects of what our kids are doing in school each day. This year, we're excited to host a multi-language health fair in conjunction with one of our K-12 events. So we've partnered with our county health department to pull in some multilingual resources and screenings for our families. So that way it's one-stop shopping. They'll come to our family event, also be able to attend a health fair and get some information about what our kids are learning in school each day. We do multicultural fairs at the intermediate high school. And then, of course, our teacher training and professional development, and really investing in making our staff experts in working with multilingual learners. So we do our sheltered English instruction training, training new teachers who come into the district, and then sending our ESL teachers out to really become experts. And so that way they have the information to bring it back to our district. You'll see instructional materials is really the smallest component of how we spend our Title III funds. Again, any program that we do purchase or any resources that we do purchase, we carefully evaluate that each year to make sure that we're spending our money wisely and that these programs are actually making a difference and they're being used. Robotel Language Laboratory is one of those. It's been great for our middle school and high school newcomers especially. Raz Kids ELL subscription is part of Learning A to Z's platform. I really like Raz Kids ELL because it has all of those components included in it that we want teachers to use, like visual vocabulary cards, things for a word wall, graphic organizers, sentence frames, writing frames, tons of resources in here, leveled readers and thematic readers, nonfiction texts. So it's a really great hub and one-stop shopping. So that way it's easy to show teachers how they can take their lessons and modify them. Title III immigrant funds is always a bit trickier to spend. This year, based on feedback from our community, we started an adult ESL night program offered to our immigrant families. We have fall and spring 6-week English classes that are running at nighttime at one of our high schools. Right now, we have volunteer childcare for our older children available during that time. But based on feedback, we're considering, depending on funding for next year, possibly hiring a couple of elementary school teachers to be able to hold homework support or tutoring services at night while their parents are attending language classes. So that program is in development this year, and we'll be evaluating that and moving that forward for next year. It did fill up quickly. I think within 4 days of posting our flyer, both sessions for the fall and spring were completely filled. So there was a definite need in our community. Parent communication is a really important part to making sure our immigrant families feel connected to the school district. If you have not checked it out, smore.com is a really great platform for digital school newsletters. It's very user-friendly and simple to use. The free version is available to anybody with limited newsletters, but the premium version, which is not that expensive, has been an incredible resource for all of our buildings. Each one of our buildings has immigrant students in it, and several buildings have our MLs also. So smore.com allows our principals to create newsletters each week. And then with the premium version to the right, there is a button that parents can translate the newsletter into any language really in that Google allows translation for. So there's a link here in this slide deck to one of my sample newsletters. When you click on that, you'll see to the right, there's a little box where you can translate the newsletter, you can adapt the text size, and several other adaptation tools. So this has been a great tool in making sure that parents are receiving consistent information in a language that they can understand. We do sponsor teacher training and professional development with our Title III immigrant funds. Newcomer training has been critical to our district, and we've seen a huge increase in the number of newcomers who have been entering over the last few years. We've created newcomer kits also to support our classroom teachers, whether they're elementary school, middle school, or high school. So these kits really have everything in it that a teacher might need to get started: labels for their classroom, content-based word walls, graphic organizers, sentence frames, ideas for anchor charts, sample units for social studies, science, math, and ELA that are modified, grading policies, research on newcomers. So it's a great way of providing teachers with some tools so that way when they get a new student, they're prepared and have some resources in their hands. We've also run some field trips over the last few years. We really try to bring leadership opportunities to all of our students. So we had our students attend a leadership conference at our Ocean County College. We've been taking our students over to our Ocean County Vocational School, introducing them to our career academies at an early age, starting in elementary school and middle school, so that way they have all of the information they need to make decisions about their high school academic career, and then, of course, cultural trips. As far as instructional materials with our Title III immigrant funds, one great platform that we use is called Learning Ally. Learning Ally gives you access to a huge library of audiobooks, and most of the books also have the text included as well. The great part about the audiobooks and the adaptive text is that students can listen to it and read the text. They can highlight words within the text and create their own dictionary that way. So that way they have an understanding of the vocabulary words in there. Most of the books that are in our ELA curriculum are included in the Learning Ally platform. And the company is really great with taking suggestions of adding new text, and they're all read by human readers and not a computer reader. So it's really helped our students be able to learn alongside their peers in their classes. They also, Learning Ally does have some textbooks. So with our common publishers, even for math, science, ELA, you'll find that there are a great deal of textbooks also available in the Learning Ally platform. Brain Pop, ELL, and then really just continuing to build our newcomer kits to prepare our teachers for incoming students, so that way they have tools right in their fingertips to get started. So those are some of the creative ways that we use our funding. I definitely suggest that anyone who's planning to use their Title III funding really collaborates with whoever oversees the other title programs in their district to find creative ways to work together to support all of these programs, and also really take the input of the people who are the boots on the ground and using all of the materials, resources, and programs each day, because their feedback has been instrumental in helping us really plan our funding out for each year. As our year goes on this year, we're already planning for how we would use our funding next year. And then once we get our allotment in the summer, we can make concrete decisions about the things that we purchase and the programs that we support. So here's my contact information with my email and my cell phone. Feel free to email me at any point, call or text my cell phone at any point. I'm happy to answer any questions, and always looking to collaborate with districts if anybody has any other creative ways that they've been using their funding that's been really successful.